Good Sunday morning, everybody. Good Sunday morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sunday's Web of Creation. Every Sunday, this is not political, by the way, this is spiritual for those joining for the first time. Every Sunday, a group of us come together and we sing and dance and play on this web of creation, this web that stretches throughout this world that we're on, throughout our universe, throughout time streams, past lives, future lives, current lives. And so we're letting things go that no longer serve us, and we're bringing in things that will enhance and beautify this world that we're in. And so as we're dancing and singing on this, I was thinking about our time that we're in, which is, it feels so uncertain. It feels so dark. It's like there are people that just don't have any kind of empathy for other people. And so when I think about that, when I feel that, I'm like, ooh, I'm bringing more of that in. So I think about in shaman cultures, there are the four directions that we can call on to give us strength with a new beginning of the East, and strength in the day as we walk in the South, and the forgiveness of the West, and then the reminding us of how to carry that sacred pipe in the North as we walk this circle again and again. And we're going into a time in the U.S. of our holiday of Thanksgiving. And I hear that there's a lot of people who go, I don't want to talk to my family members because what they believe. Or who they voted for. It may not be what they believe, but who they voted for. And again, not political, but it's a surface thing. And then we don't want to talk to them because their surface thing irritates us a little bit. So today what I was going to have a much bigger spread, but I'm going to use these 6 cards. Beyond Lemuria and the Lakota Sweat Lodge cards. And I want to read something first. This is coming from The Wisdom of the Native Americans, and it's a book by Kent Nurburn. And this is, I think this person speaking, is the great Senator Seneca Orator Red Jacket. He was talking to a missionary, and this was about 100 years ago, about religion. And he tries to explain to this missionary what the Native Americans believed. And it's a little fascinating. Real quick. He goes, first, we do not speak of these deep matters, religion, so long as we believe in them. And those of us who have ceased to believe in these deep matters, in these religious matters, well, then they will speak inaccurately and slightly. They won't tell the truth because they stop believing in, I just heard, magic of spirituality. Second, if we can be induced to speak, the racial and religious prejudice of the other stands in the way of any sympathetic comprehension. Wow. That's super powerful. So as we like marinate in those wise words, when we are at a table with people who may or may not agree with us, maybe it's best just to be quiet and not try to convince somebody else what is our opinion. Maybe it's just for us to be in that sacred space of love, happiness, and joy. Let's see what the Lakota Sweat Lodge cards have to say, if they can add any more. And then I forgot the name of it already, Beyond Lemuria. So the first card in the Lakota Sweat Lodge, yes. Whirlwind and storm. Oh my gosh. So I can imagine myself sitting down with my family back home, and the whirlwind in the storm that would, and it's fascinating when I think about that. Then I go back even further into my memory, and Thanksgiving was always a time of blissful chaos. I mean, there were kids fighting and screaming, and parents drinking too much and eating too much. And then there was this calmness, and it was such a whirlwind. It was so chaotic, and it was so beautiful. And that's kind of what this card suggests to me when I look at it. It means drop under the water a little bit. Hang out underneath the surface. This card also suggests that there are many things going on in our lives, in our world, and it's asking us to focus on a singular path. Not a lot of things, just focus on one thing that we want, especially on this web of creation. What is the one thing that we want to vibrate out on this web? And if we get quiet, go underneath the storm, send that vibration out. The second card we get, the swan. This card is also often referred to as white buffalo, calf woman. The entity that brought this sacred pipe, the entity that brought spiritual practice, ceremony, I guess would be a better word. And I talk about ceremony different than others. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be short. However, it can be too long and it can be too short. For me, ceremony allows me the time and the space for me to get into that quiet moment that is under the chaos, under the whirlwind. Did I just say world? Whirlwind. And it seems like the world isn't a whirlwind. All right. But we don't want to vibrate that. We want to vibrate that the world is in a peaceful, calming, loving place. All right, last card for the Lakota. Old woman sorceress. Whoa. Old woman sorceress. Wow. This is great. She is she is the energy of the positive and negative transmuting into each other from the book. And I listened to those words. She is the energy of the positive and negative transmuting into each other, not overtaking one, not overlaying one, but blending both the dualities. So there is no right, there is no wrong, there's a blending of both thoughts, both modalities, both dualities. And it was she who brought the sacred teachings to the people so that they can restore life. They can purify themselves. Kanka is also called the holy veins of the nation. And I love that. I love that image, because that's kind of like us dancing on the web of creation. The holy veins of the nation. All right. Let's see where we go with Beyond Lemuria. Oh, the portal keeper. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. We get to drop into another reality. We get to drop into a different part of an awareness. We can stay in the whirlwind. We can stay in the whirlwind and then in the storm. Or we can ask the portal keeper, let's just drop us down. And who is this portal keeper? It's us. It's us. We can choose to stay up here, or we can choose to go down. Just ask, hey, Danny, self, me, can we drop below and get new information from another space and time? Go down there, just pick it up. We can bring it back up as swan, as old woman sorceress. Second card, oof, transformation. So we're in this whirlwind. We're reminded to stay on the sacred path, to stay in ceremony, to treat things, everything is medicine. This old woman sorceress. We have so much power if we choose to be old woman sorceress. Even tap into her a little bit by dropping into this portal of her energy to help us through this transformation. Okay, let's see what the last card is. Woo-hoo-hoo. Fire. Salaris Sublime. Fire. Wow, look how beautiful that card is. And what this card represents, I'm going to read a little from the book. Duality. We talk about this all the time, especially today, Thanksgiving, being with people who may not have the same views. Duality. The rising phoenix, bringing conflict into harmony. Intensity, transformation. Transformation. Yikes. And what this card says, we live in a dualistic world of light and dark, yin and yang, masculine and feminine. Focusing only on the light can repress our shadows, bringing both sides into balance and being real with our humanness allows us to reach more joy, authenticity, and depth. Wow. Whoa. Brings us into touch with our humanness. I want to pull an alien card on that, but I'm not. Sometimes I want to escape my humanness because it's like, ow, this hurts. But I think that's being up here in the whirlwind, in the storm. That hurts. We drop underwater into a little bit of compassion and focus on one thing. One thing. Maybe it's the White Buffalo Road. Maybe that's what the focus is. Or maybe it's the transformation. It's interesting that we get two cards that are very similar. The swan is the white buffalo calf woman, giving us the sacred path, the sacred pipe, the ceremony. The old woman sorceress, again, doing the same thing in a different way. Transformation of this card and the transformation of the phoenix rising. Get underneath. Don't play in the storm. Get in the water. Drop down into the portal. Get some information. Get some calm. Get some peace. And let's shine our light so that we create a better world. Thank you guys for being here with me on this Sunday. Peace and love.